Uh, Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Shai, by Hashem Kakadash, double honors to all the apostles of Great Millstone, salutations to Akim, teach all truth and sincerity. This is a lesson going in on Stockholm Syndrome. I'm trying to make this really quick, but so anyway, Stockholm Syndrome is a syndrome where our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, uh, rather accept oppression than accept that they're the chosen people of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Um, our people, we can tell them that salvation is for them, but they'll basically hate that we're telling the truth. They'll hate that the salvation's for them. They'll be wondering, like, why isn't the white man getting the same salvation, the same treatment that the Lord is going to give his children, the children of Israel? Because, Yahweh hates the so-called white man who's Esau. He hates him with a righteous hatred. And he loves Jacob, or the children of Israel. He loves the Israelites, the elect of Israel. Uh, More importantly, the elect. But he loves the nation of Israel, like that's why he's gonna give mercy to the 2/3 and have them come back as the children of the elect. That's mercy, you know. That's really mercy. But anyway, you know, our people don't are very ungrateful too. But more importantly, they hate when you bring out that, oh, they're the chosen, that the kingdom's for them. They hate that, and that shows how docile they like being in a docile state. So they love being oppressed in the society. They love this society so much that you try to tell them, oh, you're the chosen. They either um, understand it and try to get with it, or they don't. You know. But anyway, this is Jeremiah 2:33. It says, "Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways." Um, it says, so since our people, they love the oppressor, and they basically do anything to please the oppressor, to please Esau. Um, like they'll try to become the like at work, they'll become the one that does everything that the so-called white man tells them to, basically. Or they'll show love towards Esau when Esau hates you. And once Esau gets in your good graces, when your guard is down, he'll try to kill you or try to uh, backstab you when your guard is down. So getting in the good graces of these white folks is not going to be your benefit. It's going to be your downfall. And, you know, uh, they hate us with a perfect hatred because it's ingrained in their genes, and because their forefather uh, hated us. Esau hated us. So why would his children be any different? Um, and I'm gonna read, try to read three more scriptures, and I'm gonna be done. So this is Ecclesiasticus 12:10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like an iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So, like I was saying, once Esau know that you have a love for him, and that you're he's in your good graces, he'll turn his back on you and backstab you. Because I've experienced that in the world. I was friends with white folks, white people in general, and one day they stopped talking to me. They stopped being so nice to me, and stopped communicating with me. And I was wondering, like, what the hell happened? Why did you just all of a sudden just change up like that and completely just cut me off? And then I was like feeling like salty because like we were just friends, we were all cool at one moment, and then they just completely flipped the switch and was like, I ain't dealing with you no more. And that's an example of how white people can just, they can smile in your face, but in the when they at home and behind your back, they can devise a plan to just knock you down or cut you off or cut you out of the living, and just completely just don't care how you were friends before. They just you know have a moment where their plan in time is to enact that plan just to cut you off. you know. But anyway, it says never trust thy enemy. So I had trusted, my enemy in the world, and after that, I was like, white people. I don't really like white people. Even before, I didn't like white people like that anyway. I always had a what's the word? I always had a feeling that white people were a little. I just didn't like them like that. Even white women, I didn't like them like that either. Even though I wouldn't mind dealing with a white girl, but anyway, back to the topic. It says never trust thy enemy. I just never, me and white people never really clicked like that. And but now it says never trust thy enemy. And it says, for like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So we're not supposed to trust our mortal enemy, who's Esau, because his words were smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. White man can talk all that smooth talk, but still have a devised plan to kill you. Because he's working his plan now to get rid of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, put them in FEMA camps. And you know, but anyway, I'm gonna continue reading. This is Ecclesiastes 12:11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take heed, take good heed, and beware of him. Thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. So even though Esau may humble himself and you know may humble himself, come to you and all smiles and with that humility, like somewhat of a humility spirit, because he's very prideful. Um, Beware and watch out for him, because he could change up in a minute, you know. Um, and it says, and I'm gonna skip to verse 13. It says, "Who will pity a charmer as bitten with a serpent, and any such as come nigh wild beasts?" So, uh, you know, pity a charmer bitten with a serpent, because Esau is just like a snake that will bite you and will bite you because a snake will bite you and keep on going, because like Because sometimes when you Salaki, sometimes when you dealing with a snake, uh, they'll bite you and then say sorry later. Especially a wicked individual, they'll stab you in the back and they'll apologize for it. Esau will stab you in the back and justify his reasoning by what? Because like that's what he did with the natives. He stole their land and put himself up as as a put himself up as a Native American, but he wasn't a Native American from the beginning. But I got two more scriptures. But I got two more scriptures. But this is Ecclesiastes 7:7. It says, "Surely oppression making a wise man mad, and a gift destroy the heart." Um, the reason why I brought this one out is our people, they get oppressed by Esau. The especially the wise men of our nation who are the men of the Lord, um, they get oppressed by Esau, and the wise men who are the men of the Lord get mad at that because they see our people in a lower state, they see our people under this captivity, um, still in this docile state that we're in, and that makes us mad. Um, and the gift that destroy the heart would be the sellout package that these leaders take that would destroy your mind because the heart means lob. Um, so that's the gift that will destroy the heart if you take that sellout package. Also, if um, you take that gift from Esau to Salaki to continue uh, his wickedness. Salaki. Surely oppression making a wise man mad and gift destroy the heart. Basically, if you um, give a a wise man something that, like, say the so-called white man, the chip was enacted, and the men of the Lord was going through the hour of temptation, and people around the men of the Lord took the chip, and that's a gift that's going to basically destroy you in general. But the men of the Lord didn't take it because one, he knows the the horrible judgment that's going to come if you take that chip. The same way, a horrible it is going to be a horrible what's the word? Not punishment. A horrible thing if a brother he's in the truth, he takes a gift from Esau like the 501c3, which that destroys the doctrine that you're trying to preach out because you can't talk about the RFID chip. You can't talk about what the so-called white man has planned for. You can't talk about certain things because it's written in that paper. That's a gift that destroys the heart also. So taking a gift from so-called white man who's oppressing our people, that's going to destroy the mind of that brother that's trying to preach this word out. And our last scripture is in Numbers, where it talks about how our people were ungrateful to the manna that was um, basically that was that dropped down from heaven. They were ungrateful. They talked about the melons, the different things that Egypt had to offer, but they despised and were ungrateful to the manna that Yahweh Bashim Shai, well, basically Yahweh, had sent down to feed our people in the wilderness, in the way to Israel. They were ungrateful to that. That's like they're ungrateful when the men of the Lord bring out the truth about their salvation, and tell them that they need to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Bashim Shai. They're grateful to that. They're grateful. They want their oppressor to be side by side with them in the kingdom, which is not possible. So I'm gonna say all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone salutations to you. I can teach all truth, sincerity, and shalom.